Alright, welcome to my day 95 progression guide. So for today, we did not get a level increase. So it is possible that we might get one tomorrow, but I'm still thinking it's going to be Monday. Starting out, you want to go to your artificial island, then you want to go to build, and then you want to hit claim because you can only hold your resources for 24 hours. Again, I want to give you a warning that you only have 2 days left to clear your island, so make sure you do that. On top of making sure you clear out the exchange store, you want to make sure you buy these weekly items. Then you want to do Mia's kitchen, and then you want to knock out your 4 bounties for today, and I'm going to go with the Sparrow. Next, we got Vitality, starting with joint operations. So for today, we got access to bracers, chest, and a Shiro matrix, and we got access to pants, hands, a king, and a crow matrix. So this is actually a pretty good dungeon to do, and you might want to spend your vitality here. On top of that, we have access to Sadness Valley as well. So if you need some fire or ice gear, feel free to run that. Which brings us to Interstellar Exploration. Now remember, you want to check Aspera, and you want to also check Vera. And how you can tell if you have a level 3 Stargate is if this weapon battery category has a 3. And if it has a 2, then it's going to be a level 2 Stargate. But if you don't have any level 3s or level 2s, you can always do Dimensional Trials. And if you need money, you could always do Space-Time Domain. But again, I recommend that you try to get max Omnium Beacons, so that way when you have to push towards 80, it'll help you get there faster. Then we have our optionals, and that is giving gifts to your 1.0 characters, and the best way to do that is to go to the black market, see this island and do the claw machine, and knock out your 2 trainings for the day. But what is not optional is doing your 6 fun zones, and knocking out your 6 Greyspace fishers for the day. But if you need help on how to do that, I got a guide on my channel. On top of that, we have 3 days left for the supply run, so make sure you're at least logging in so you can get all the rewards. And then we have the ultimate weapon. So you want to make sure you knock out all of the intel gathering, and I'll leave a link down in the description to where you can find the enemies to take a picture of. And you at least have 13,500 points, so that way you can max out the shop. Once you max out the shop, you should have this elemental ore box where you can just buy infinite ore, but I don't really recommend running this event just to get elemental ore. As you see, I already have 1370, but I did want to mention something about intel gathering. You'll see down here that you need to take pictures of the Clone Angel Sinful Flame and the Clone Angel Frenzy Bud. So the only way to do that is you need to do weapon destruction and take pictures of these 2 enemies. Otherwise, you will not be able to get those pictures. And since this switches from weapon destruction and uprooting remnants, today is the last day to go ahead and get these pictures. So if you haven't completed intel gathering, make sure you at least do weapon destruction and take pictures of these 2 bosses. And if you enjoy these daily guides, I would greatly appreciate a like so that way they can spread more on YouTube. Then we got our weekly tab, so you want to make sure you're doing enough things down here so that way you can get everything up top, which brings us to our challenges. Now if you're trying to do something like the Bygone Phantasm or Frontier Clash, you're going to want to save your Mia's kitchen so that way you can power yourself up. So starting with the Bygone Phantasm. Again, I recommend that you look at the weapon bonus, and if you have a good weapon bonus, then you want to go ahead and use this sneak to next level. If your CS is high enough, you're going to be able to jump up 11 levels as long as you can beat that floor. After that, you want to go ahead and check out the Sequential Phantasm and try to get a high score here. If you can, that's going to really help increase your rank. Frontier Clash, we got another attempt today. So you might want to go ahead and just knock that out so that way you don't get a bad resist next week. Wormhole, today is the last day to complete this. So if you have a strong enough team to knock out the Wormhole, you want to make sure you do that today. Raid, again, if you're deciding to save and see if we get a level increase tomorrow, I recommend that you do the first 2 on heroic mode so that way you can get those space-time fragments. Save your attempt and hopefully we're able to get into Shattered Realm tomorrow. Void Risk, if this is the first time boss for you, you want to go ahead and knock that out. And Apex League, if you're trying to reach Grand Marshal, you might want to put a couple hours in each day. Then we got our daily buys, so you want to go to shop, hot, then buy your 2 vitality solutions. Now this is only if you can afford it, which brings us to the Commissary, starting with the Crystal Dust Store. So you want to make sure you buy your advancement modules, your booster modules, and your Vera special gift. Then when it comes to your potent Omnium Crystal, if you're getting close to reaching that 8.1 suppressor, you could consider buying these, but other than that, you might want to pass, especially if you're a free-to-play / low-to-spin player. But when it comes to your golden crystal dust, I recommend that you buy boots, so you have a good pair of boots, and I recommend that you buy hand guards, so you have a good pair of hand guards, and you can buy whatever else you want. Space-Time Store, I recommend that you save your purple crystal fragments for 2.1, and when it comes to your golden crystal fragments, you can go ahead and use that to get the combat engine. And the crew store. Now when it comes to your points, you want to spend that on relic shards, and the relics that I recommend are Space-Time Rift, unless you have a level 3, or Omnium Shield. And how you get crew points is by doing your daily donations and knocking out your 4 missions for the week. Support store, you want to make sure you buy your 3 joint supply chips for the week, and if you can, try to get the proof of purchase and the gold nucleus. And if you need help on how to get return support points, I got a guide on my channel. Point store, now the only thing I recommend that you spend your points on are Sparrow special gifts, so that way you don't have to do training, black market, or see this island again. But if you need matrix data pack or weapon batteries to level up your weapons or matrices, feel free to spend it on that. But besides that, I just recommend that you explore Vera. For me personally, personally, I'm trying to go around and get all the goat nucleus on the Vera map and also inside Mirroria. The reason being is that if I can max out a lot of my standard banner characters, once I start rolling for Lyn, I can get free flame gold as I'm rolling. But besides that, I decided to partner up with Mawasa Gaming. Kawasa streams most days and nights, especially when new patches comes out. He's usually the first one to explore everything, and most of the time he's maxing out the new characters, showcasing what they can do, testing their damage potential, and a lot of times I'm hanging out there anyway. So be sure to check out Mawasa Gaming if you ever have some time, especially if you're on Solaris and you need those FC carries. But besides that, talk to you guys later.